Hello everybody, I'm Bear Skills. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to The Long Dark. So we're back here again for another video, and today we are finishing with our preparations to head to Bleak Inlet. Now, before we head there, I do want to get the well-fed bonus that will give us an extra 11 pounds of carry weight. So we are going to stick around for a few days doing that. In the meantime, there's a few things we need to do. We need to go get some coal from the mine next to the trapper's cabin. Just to be safe, I want to bring a few pieces with me. Whether I need them there at the bullet making station or not, I don't know for sure, but what I do know is that having a few pieces of coal might be super important if I need to build a fire on my way through. Timberwolves could be an issue, might need a fire, the flares might not work, or something happens as it gets really cold, foggy, I want a fire going, and I want it to be hot immediately so I'm not freezing longer than I have to be. So, we need to head over there. I also want to get some extra birch bark to make some birch bark tea. That'll be helpful if it's cold, as well as helpful if I take any damage. I'll at least get a little condition throughout the day. It'll also offset any hunger, thirst, or exhaustion damage I might take when I'm there or traveling there, so it'll be very good to have. Now, something else we need to do is we need to repair all of our clothing. So that's what we're going to do first. I do believe it is daytime. Actually, almost nighttime. So, let's make sure we have food. We'll have to jump outside, grab some food for the night, and, well, grab some water, head to bed, and in the morning, well, we'll get some stuff done. Now, for the time being,
I'd eat snow if the
ton of wolves out
hypothermia
there.
wouldn't kill me.
Ton of wolves. I don't need to harvest them, and they are all gone. So, what we're going to do is head to bed, repair our clothing. If we have time left in the day, we'll head over to the trapper's cabin and collect some coal at the mine. Now, I don't know for sure how long we will be until we're able to make our way to Bleak Inlet, but it shouldn't be too long. So we'll take that. We've got plenty of food, plenty of water for the night, so we just need to waste some time. So let's pass a few hours and get going. Now, keep in mind that we are going to be in a lot of danger when we head over to Bleak Inlet. Might not make it back, so we got to be very careful. Now, we've lost a little condition. It is about time to sleep, actually. I'm gonna actually pass another hour. I think that'll be good, and should be. So let's eat, drink, and then we'll sleep.
Never thought I'd be dying
Doesn't matter which piece of meat we take. And we should be good for go. So, let me drink some water. Now, sorry guys, I am just going to take 1 second here. I do want to make sure that I am indeed recording, and I am. Okay, making sure everything's coming through properly. Seems to be. So, let's head on to sleep. Check up for 11 hours. Should be about how long we need to sleep. Our condition will return, and we'll need to drink something in the morning. That's why we got extra water on us. That way, in case I do forget, even though I am talking about it, shouldn't have to worry too much before we head on over to Trapper's cabin. Now, it does sound like the weather is a little bit windy, probably pretty chilly as well. But, well, it's not ideal weather, that's for sure, but it should be... No, it's not even close. I'm not going out in this kind of weather. I take risks, but not those kind of risks. We're going to stay here. We'll be much better off hanging out here for the time being. And you know what? We'll actually take this day to repair clothing. That's actually what we were going to do in the first place, duh. So I don't know what I was doing. Let's get everything cloth repaired up. That's good. Can't really do those, so let's get these done.
Getting weak.
You're fine. We'll get you some food and water here in a little bit. So yeah, get all of our clothing repaired. Just to make sure it doesn't get ripped up on the way. And it will also give us a little extra. That's giving me an extra half a degree on both of those. So that's a full degree that we're getting just by repairing those, which is really nice. These are pretty much maxed, but so are these. Okay, so that's all we
I'm
need to
so
really do for
thirsty I can't
repairing.
think straight.
But we are going to head out and head towards the Trapper's Cabin. Sounds like the weather died down a little bit. Yes, indeed, it actually did. So we're going to do that immediately. Let's chug-a-lug this piece of meat, just so we're not smelly. Yeah, I don't feel like dropping it either. And we need to get a well-fed bonus going anyway, so we need to be hungry. Or not hungry, I should say. So yeah, should be good. Got food, got water. Still not too tired. And just a little past noon. I'd say probably around 1:30, somewhere in there. Not a bad time to leave. Not the best weather, but it's also not as bad as a blizzard, and it's not foggy out. At least terribly bad. There's a slight bit of fog. You guys can see over there. You can see a slight little bit of fog. Fog, not fog. Fog. Thank you. So yeah, a little bit. I wonder how we're going to deal with wolves through here. I don't know how many we'll have to actually contend with, but it shouldn't be too many. Wasn't very many when I came through here the last time, so I'm hoping that hasn't changed. In fact, I don't think there was any through here last time, so if we get lucky, we will be dealing with 0 wolves, but always expect at least 1. And there I can see 1. So when you see 1, figure at least 2. When you see 2, figure 3, and so on. I always figure there's more than there are. And yes, there is actually 2 wolves. So I was right. So if there's 2, there's probably a 3rd one. The way I see it, if you figure there are more wolves than there are, at the worst, you're going to be over-prepared. And that way, you know, if there turns out to be that many wolves, well, it's okay, because you were prepared for it. Now, if you figure you see 1 wolf, and you figure, I saw the wolves in the area, you prepare for 1 wolf, and 2 wolves happens, you know, you see another one, or 2 wolves, and you see a 3rd, that could be really problematic, because you're only prepared to deal with the 1, or the 2, the 3, and so on. So, best be prepared to deal with more than what you'll have to. That way, should be good for go. Now, we do know the bear likes to head over there, my good friend the bear. So we're gonna just gonna kind of like run over this mountain here. Just gonna head on straight, basically, past these few trees in front of us. Hopefully we don't get a sprain. What? Actually, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. We're here for birch bark too, so we gotta head this way. Should be some birch bark over in that corner, and that'll be really useful. Don't want to forget about that. There's actually 2 wolves over there. Interesting. It's good to know. I wonder where the bear is. I know he likes to head over to this corner up here, so hopefully we don't run into him, because that could be very bad. Even the wrong spot. In the right spot, it's not really a problem at all. In fact, most of the time, a bear in an area is a good thing, in my opinion, but when you have so much food, you're never going to use it all, and you have all the clothing you could really want, there's no real need for one. So I just kind of let them be unless I need them. Moose, on the other hand, are more of a fickle creature. They will, in fact, leave after a certain amount of time randomly. Could see one, could be gone the next day, or could stay there for 3 weeks, could stay there forever. You never know. So, whenever you see a moose, even if you don't really need it, I still take them down. Granted, I don't really need to. Like I said, I have plenty of food. And the moose hide satchel that I have, as you guys can see here in my inventory, it is at 96%. Getting a little wet, actually, but when you repair it, it only takes cured leather. It does not actually take another moose hide. So unless you plan on making a cloak and keeping that repaired, you're never really going to need to go after a moose again for their hide. Definitely don't need guts. And food, well, as you guys know, it's not an issue. We have a whole lake full of wolves and fish that, well, I mean, you guys seen it. We left a bunch of wolves just laying there because we don't need anything from them. More birch bark, don't want to miss that. Now, one thing we did neglect to do when we were there was we didn't repair our animal clothing. I didn't do that on purpose because we're going to be out here anyway and get a little wet. So I figured we'll do that last before we head over to Bleak Inlet. Now, I don't really see the bear anywhere, so I think we're A-okay. We actually got a little supply of coal next to the trapper's cabin that I left for a rainy day. There's the bear, hanging out with the old rabbits over there. Good to see you, Mr. Bear. Hope you're doing well. Anyway, yeah, so we have the coal. We have some at the start of the fence there. Just a few pieces. We're going to go check that out, see how many we got. Might not even need to really go to the mine at all today, but you never know. It might be worth our time. Yeah, as you guys can see, look at all this bear meat still here. And these are all small steaks, of course. Well, not all of them, actually. Most of them are big steaks, 900 calories. A few smaller steaks there. But the majority of that is big steaks. All of that's small steaks we got cooked up there. But it works out. Got our cooking to level 5 at a very early point in time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Yeah, 5. Alright, well, that's a decent amount, but I want more than that, so we're going to go into the mine. And the weather's actually getting worse in terms of visibility. It's getting a little harder to see. Snowfall is coming down quite thick. Could turn into quite the nasty storm, if I do say so myself. Especially when it gets towards nighttime, which is slowly approaching. It's probably around 2 in the afternoon, I would say. But doing things like going through this mine here will take quite a bit of time. Scavenging around for coal. I do got to remember to keep up my hunger. I'm actually going to fill up on food. Actually, yes, weather's getting bad. I'm going to fill up on food at the trapper's cabin when we get back. Since they're small steaks, it'll take a while to eat them. They're not really that convenient for actually just eating to get through a night. We want our lantern. We'll take a little drink of water as well. Just so we can see a little bit easier. Might not have to travel as far into here to get the coal we want. We only really need like 5, 6 pieces. If we grab that 5 pieces that's back there, I shouldn't need much more than that. Although having another couple pieces as emergency back at the trapper's cabin and even the camp office might be a good idea. I don't think there's any coal in here. No, but there is a bunch in here. Should be a few pieces at least. There's 4 or 5 off the bat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, that's 5
anything right now
already. Coal does respawn in these caves, by the way, on the ground just like that I picked up. It does respawn. I don't know the exact amount of in-game days it takes to respawn, but it does respawn. And for how little I use coal, you know, usually when I need to come back for it, it's not an issue, it's already respawned. I know you're safe at a week, but I think it's like 2 or 3 days in game, but I'm not sure on that, so you might have to test that out for yourselves. There's another piece, that just put us up to 6. Fire in here that we don't want to worry about breaking down. There's our 7th piece, I believe. Not too bad. You know, I've always found these caves a little creepy, you know, the music that plays in the background. They do a fantastic job with them. There's our 8th and I believe our 9th piece. Let's take a look. 9 pieces in total. 6 pounds worth of coal. Might as well keep going since we're this far anyway, just to see if there's a few more pieces. You can never have too much of anything. In the long dark, everything is needed. And there is a 10th piece, 10 pieces of coal. Not bad, and that's all we were able to get from here. So, I think we can actually put this away. I can work my way here a little bit. It's not too dark. Only real reason I had the lantern out was to make gathering the coal a little easier. But, it's fine enough to see, just walking. And really, I didn't even need the lantern for the coal, which is little convenient, and I have so much fish back home that cooking it. I'm gonna get so much lamp oil. Plus, I think I've actually got spare lamp oil on. I do. Might as well fill my lantern right now, actually. Let's get that bad boy filled. Refuel. Alright, so 0.5 is what we got left. Not bad. A full lantern, a knife, a fire striker. Well, you're pretty set to go for most things. You can hunt with your knife. You can get rabbits with stones that you can pick up. Your knife can be used against wolves. Can't really hunt deer, nor bear, but you'll be alright. Now, to be honest, if you had to choose just a few tools to take with you, personally what I would take is, I would take a magnifying glass, a hatchet, and what else? Magnifying glass, a hatchet, and I would take scrap iron. Those are the three things I would take. You can get by with those three things just fine on any difficulty level. If you play Blizzard, if you play your cards right, the magnifying glass can light fires indefinitely, unless that's changed recently. I don't think it has though. Unless it's changed, magnifying glasses can be used forever. Just gotta have a clear day. So infinite fires. It's just gotta be the right day. But as little as I light fires, for the most part, unless I screw up and waste a match, letting it go out, works out pretty good. There's the trapper's cabin. Because you can just light your fire outside, and then you can bring that fire inside if you really want to do a fire inside. So you have fire, your hatchet can be used to harvest animals if you need to. It can be used to defend yourself against wolves as well as hunt them. If you want to tackle one and whack it up with your hatchet, you are good to do so. I need to go grab those. And the scrap iron can be turned into fish hooks, which can be used for sewing, to repair your clothing, and it can be used to fish, which is another source of food. So with those three things, really, you could really survive for the most part. You really wouldn't need much else.
I've never been so hungry in my life.
You're fine, Will. It's too bad there's not a way to do like a challenge run like that. Maybe there is, and I just don't know about it. But having a way, I'm gonna grab bear meat. Having a way to like, I mean, I guess you could just only pick that stuff up.
It's starting to weigh me down.
But it would be kind of cool to be able to, you know, like spawn in or whatnot. Kind of like a custom run. But it would be kind of interesting to see like a custom run, and then like, or like maybe there should be like a game like that. Long Dark would be a great game for that if there was a way to do it. But if you could have like a custom mode where it's kind of like it is now, but you could do certain things, like you could say start with a certain amount of things. If you guys have ever seen the TV show Alone, really good show. I like it a lot. Contestants get to pick like 10 things to take with them to survive. And compete against whoever survives the longest wins $500,000 actually for the winner. But it would be kind of cool to have like a survival game where you could pick certain items and then you survive for as long as you possibly can using those items, and then you just pick from like a, you know, like a list of things. That would be kind of cool to see in like a video game form. They have in TV show form alone, but a video game form would be really cool, I think, personally. Now, anyway, we're in here. We need to eat. That's what we need to do. Food is a priority. Lots of tiny steaks to eat. That's going to take a while. 15 things of coal. Not too bad. We'll leave a few here for emergency purposes. We need to fill up on steak, though. So we're going to be here for a little while. I'm getting some bigger steaks here. We had a few that got mixed in with the smaller steaks. But as you guys can see, like the sheer magnitude of steaks we have is insane. Thanks to the bear over there. He was actually the reason I got to level 5 cooking. So I do appreciate that. And that's us filled on food. Now, we can scroll down here. We can actually grab some water. I'm going to grab a few pieces. Or a few bottles, I should say. We shall drink up. We have any books to read? We don't, which is kind of sad. Just cans in there. What's in here? Just that. So let's put some coal in here. 3 pieces. Empty, empty. You still empty? No, you got stuff in you. You got a gunsmithing book. Did I read you? Might not have. Let me take a look through here. Pretty much everything you need to survive. I mean, a knife instead of a hatchet, because I've only got a few hatchets compared to knives, but still. Magnifying glass. A hatchet. We don't have any scrap metal on us, but just a few pieces of that, you could really make a long ways in this game. Now, where was I going? I was doing something. I swear I just picked something up. Ah, book. Oh, okay, these are both ones we've read. Alright, I'll throw a book in there. I'm actually throw this one in there too. 2 books. Only need 1. Yeah, we only need 1. I'll throw you there. Actually, we'll throw the gunsmithing book there. Keep this book, that way we don't confuse it if we do get another gunsmithing book on the way. That way it's quick and easy. We've got some birch bark, we need to get that prepared. So let me go down to my crafting. Oh yeah, we need to make some bandages too. Let me make some of them. 8 bandages. Should be a plenty. Oh man, beard dressing. Yeah, we need to craft this stuff. We actually need some more of that. Let's craft. Perfect time. Weather's terrible, so we might as well be doing something useful. We need some more birch bark. And reishi mushrooms. Actually make 3 of these. And actually, I don't think we need the rose hips, because these make... The rose hips is just for painkiller, I believe. Let me take a look. Maybe it'll tell me. It doesn't, but I think the reishi mushroom... I believe rose hips is for a painkiller, and the reishi mushrooms is antibiotic properties, which is this is what you really need. Now, 10 bandages. We're gonna leave a few here at base. Actually, we're probably gonna need those. Don't need all the medicine. We'll drop that stuff off. We don't need all that meat. Drop it off before we leave. Should be good for go. Do we have anything useful around here? Not really. So since we're here, might as well take the time to break down this old clothing I'm never going to use into cloth. Because we need to waste some time anyway. We got some wool mittens here. Let's harvest these bad boys up. No point in ever using them. We're always going to have rabbit mittens at this point. This should give us some cured leather, which we can use to repair our satchel. We'll keep 1 piece of that on us on our journey to Bleak Inlet, because we get attacked a lot by wolves. We're probably going to need to repair that, and yeah, don't want to be unprepared for that, because if we lose our satchel, that's a whole 11 pounds we can't carry, which is going to be brutal. Now, really, weight on this game isn't too bad once you get like your well-fed bonus going, and you get your moose hide satchel going, you get the technical backpack, and you can carry 99 pounds of equipment. That's pretty good. The problem is, I mean, at least for me, generally, I usually save a lot of stuff, so I'm carrying quite a bit, and I want to be extra prepared. And the problem I run into, we need to drink and sleep. The problem I run into is that I'm usually carrying about, on average, I'm carrying about 115 pounds of equipment, 120, 115, somewhere between 110 and 120. It's usually what I'm carrying. and it makes it really difficult to really do anything in terms of climbing ropes. If it wasn't for climbing ropes, I have no problem walking a little slower, even dealing with like wolves and stuff. Um, is fine. It's not too dark in here actually, surprising. We'll waste a little time though. Get to morning. No, but the real problem arises when you gotta climb ropes, and we gotta climb a couple going to Bleak Inlet, and if it wasn't for that, we could carry a lot of stuff. We could carry pretty much anything we wanted.
Mouth so dry.
And because of what we have to work with, we're not going to be taking our rifle with us. Or are we? Yeah, we are going to take our rifle. It's our revolver and our bow we're not going to take with us. Yeah, that's what I originally thought of. Yeesh, well, it's not looking inviting outside, based on what's coming through in the windows, and it's still pretty. I don't know. It should be about daytime. Should be a little past morning. I'd say right around 9 o'clock. It's a bit foggy, but well, I've had worse, so I suppose it's not too bad. So let me drop all these stakes off. Ooh, actually, no, look at the time. We're out of time for this episode, guys. So, if you guys did like the video, make sure to give it a like. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. You might find something you want to see. It helps me out a lot, helps the channel out a lot. I really appreciate it. And hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next episode.